Hi, this is Job Estimator. I created using Excel VBA, so let me just show you guys how it works. That phase grace joint. Alright, date of birth there, and address. Let's just make that up. Alright, that's one always. So telephone number and email. Okay, so material, and distance traveled right there. So if I click on total, that's what happened. You can see the tax paid, subtotal, and so on, and the discount right there. So let's click on receipt. The receipt works as expected, and the timetable also works as expected. The converter works as we want. So what I'll do next is just take you guys straight into Excel and show you how I've managed to put this together. So let's go straight into Excel now. Hi, welcome to Excel VBA tutorial. In this very session, I'm going to be developing what you guys would call, or what I call, a job estimator. The job estimator is as a request of this guy here. Let me format this so that you can see what is written. Let's get rid of that and just crop it. So that's the message sent to me. This guy will actually like me to develop a job estimator. Please, can you create a job estimator using Excel VBA? And that is my reason for doing this very tutorial, because someone has put in a request for it. So let's knock that out of the way now. Okay, so back into Excel. So if you don't have your developer menu up there, go to your file and select that, select option, then come right down to customize ribbon, and right here you should see your developer menu right there. Click on OK. Once your developer menu is in place, you either click on develop and select this, or you can always select Alt F11. Okay, I'm just going to select the Visual Basic. Now come to insert, select user form right there. Once your user form is selected, you can always define the size of your form. Okay, I will define the size of my form as let's go for 120. The width will be 120, 1020, while the height, let's go for approximately 680. So that should be for the height there. That's the height, and I now need a couple of frames. Let's come here. I need one here. Let's copy that. Another one here. Okay, I'm going to make another copy of these and just put it down. So let's make another copy there. So extend this. How about that? So the next thing I'll do is let's enter some. We need to enter some text box and labels here. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, let's get some text box and label right here. We get labels here. I'm going to need about 7 of those in total, and I also need text box there. I'm going to need some of those as well here. So let's just copy all of this, make copy and bring it here, there. And I think I'm going to need a checkbox. Let's get a checkbox somewhere here. Right, so the next thing that I need now is what I need as follows: a text box. Yeah, a text box right here. About that. And I also need another text box somewhere here. Yeah. Then get in place some buttons to create the calculator for this very project. Select that, bring it down, select all of this and bring this down. One more. Okay, that'll be for my calculator. The next thing is I'm going to need get an input box there. I will also need a label here. label as the answer. This would be for my currency converter, and I need a button here for the converter. This is how the system is looking right now. Let me just close that. If I run it, nothing is happening. Nothing at all is happening. Everything is plain. So what I will do next is just rearrange all of these components properly, and I will get back to you guys. Okay guys, this is how the interface is looking right now. So one thing I'll do now is to change the back color, or the background color of the form. Let's change that to black there, and here is very warm, so I'm just gonna put some frames in there. So let's cut all of those ones off. Let's cut it out. Just cut and add a frame to it. Let's get the tools, frame right here, and this frame, change the back color of that very frame to black as well. There, now paste that in there. Okay, so it's looking good. That's exactly how I want it. And I also repeat exactly the same thing for this very one there. Do that. Okay, repeat exactly the same thing. Cut this off, add a frame, change the back color of this frame to black, and paste this content in there. And this, the same thing, get a frame there, and back color black, and paste that in there. So if I run this program right now, although there's nothing is going to happen, this is how it looks. So the other thing left is just to get rid of the contents, those names in there. So let me do that now. Select that, get rid of the frame here. So I'll repeat exactly the same thing for the rest of the frames. Let's get rid of that. So I'll just do that and get back to you guys. Here, just a quick update on how the system is looking now. If I run it, this is how the whole system looks right now. Let's try and run this system and see. Give it a shot again. This is how it's looking right now. So what I will do next is maybe double click on the form and declare as follows the following variable for the calculator that you guys saw. Alright, that's the option explicit declared for the calculator. I'll be using the following variables for the calculator. And the first thing I will do with the calculator is to maybe let's take care of the decimal button. That's for the decimal. So let me enter dots there just to represent decimal button, and enter the following lines of codes, and that is it. That's just for the decimal. The next thing is let's go for the clear button as well. Let's take care of that. I'm just gonna copy these. Let's copy and paste that in there. That's for the clear button. As for the clear button, maybe we should just enter a 0 there and come here with the text box here, open the property up, enter number 0 in there, and we might as well just align that to the right, and also increase the font size. Let's increase the font size. Alright, let's just make that maybe 18 and see how it looks like. Okay, that's the font size 18. Then the next thing is double click on number 7 and enter as follows the following lines of codes. So that's for 7. So if I run the program now, I can always click and enter my 7 there, but it's not working. Let's see what I've done wrong. Double click on 7, and that is that. Anyway, that should be, that's text box. Let's check that text box out and see. It's text box 10. So click on that and change that to 10. change all of this to 10. Right, that's 10, 10, 10, and 10. Let's run it again. Okay, that's fine. It's working as expected. Okay, so 0. Let's see clear. Does clear works? Let's double click on clear and see the clear is supposed to be 10 as well. Okay, that's fine now. It should work as expected. So I'm just going to copy this. Come to 8, enter that for 8, and change the 7 to 8. There. So if I run it, so I can enter 8, 7 there, and I can clear. So that's cool. Alright, so click on 9, repeat exactly the same thing, change that to 9, and that's fine. And we need to do the same thing for 4, change that to 4. Okay, so I will just speed this up now because I don't want it to take that long. You guys should get the whole idea by now. Okay, that's for 5. Let's go for 6. So I will speed that up. Okay, the numbers are all in place now, so let's try it out. So that's 1, 0, 3, 6, and so on. It's working as we wanted, so let's take care of the plus sign and so on. We start from here, so let's go back, double click on that, enter that. Okay, that's 10 as usual, and let's take care of the plus sign. Change the content here to plus, take care of the minus there, that'll be minus. So what's happening in there is whatever you enter in the text boxes, the first one is stored as first number, and the text box is then cleared. Then the system then notice that you've selected minus, which means the minus is stored in the operator, which is the variable that I declared right up here. So if I continue and just take care of the multiplication, change this to multiplication, exactly the same thing will happen for the multiplication. Now the division, take care of that as well. There, that's taken care of. So the next thing is, let me take care of the dot is taken care of as well. So we just need to take care of the equals. Double click on equals and just enter the following lines of codes for the equals. So if I give it a shot, let's give it a shot and see. 8 plus 9 equals that. Okay, let's see what the errors are. Okay, I think I've seen the error. Let's change all of that to 10. That's no problem. Let's fix that. Okay, the right text box is now in place. That's text box 10. That's the one I'm addressing. So let's run it and see. So let's say 5 multiplied by 6. That's that divided by 3 multiplied by 5 plus. That is correct. So clear. So that's working as we expected. Alright, so let's just see what went wrong in there and get that sorted. Okay, let's give that a try again. Clear it, give it a try. And there, that's working as we wanted. So that's cool. Okay, the next thing is to take care of these very ones. Let's take care of the exit button first. Double click on that and just enter me. Just enter unload me. So that's taken care of, and let's take care of our converter. Here I have a button, so as you can see I can take that out. Those are the components that I'll be using to carry out the currency conversion. So let's take care of those ones now. So with the currency converter, so the first thing we need to do is to declare the following variables. So those are my variables that I'm declaring for the currency converter. Okay, with the currency converter, let me set as follows for the form. So I'm going to select the form right there and select an initializer. Okay, let's take that up so that you can see it. Right here, I'm going to initial as follows. So which means the following is added to the combo box. And right here I've cleared the following, the two components, which is the label and the text box of the converter. So if I run my system, you guys will see all of these informations. Okay, so let's come here now. Just double click on the calculator button for the converter button and enter as follows right up there. Just enter the following lines of code there. Yeah, that's fine. So those are the lines of code for the conversion. Here I've declared the British pound right there, and these are the countries that I'll be converting their money. You can always add more countries onto it anyway, but from here down here, those are the codes. Okay, so let's run it and see what will happen. So if I select whatever country I want and just enter anything there, just convert. So I think this is there's not enough room there. So let's just come in here and maybe reduce the font size. Let's reduce the font size. 24 might be too big, so let's give it another go and see. Okay, run it again. Enter whatever amount in there and just select this exactly the same country. You can see it. So that's for India currency. Let me increase the font size of this. So come in here, select that. Just increase the font size to something a little bit readable. Make that bold. Now can we align? Yes, I think we can. So let's see if it's going to work. Now run that and see. Okay, whatever country, convert that there. Okay, so we actually we also need a reset button. Maybe we can clear it with this. Let's clear it with that very button there. So double click on that button and just use that to clear. So the name of the object is this. Now when we clear it, we want it to reset to this. Okay, default to this and default to this as well. So maybe let's copy both. Double click on the clear button. Yeah, and let's say control 20. Okay, 21 actually. So come back up here. Where is it again? Double click, paste that in there. There. So that's for the clear. So if I should enter anything in here and convert, I can always clear it. So that's fine, working as I wanted. Okay, let's move this very command button back here. We need to put this very button back here. Put it there and double click on that. So that is command button 24. So we make that invisible anytime we click on it. There. That visible equals false. Okay, that's fine. So let's copy that because we're going to be needing that for the clear button as well. So in case of the clear button, right, you can always make that visible equals true right there. So that is fine. Now let's come back here. We need to carry out, we've taken care of the calculator, we're taking care of this. So if I run it, I can always do that and take it back, that and back. So that's fine. So all that is left now is to take care of all the calculations here, or finish up the design and the calculations. Okay, let's get this part of it sorted. This will be, let's change that as follows. That'll be job reference, and this is first name. This will be known as surname, and let's go for date of birth there. I will speed this up and get back to you guys. Okay, this is how the whole interface look right now. Let's run it and see. That's how it looks. We just need to increase this font size and maybe copy one here for the discount. So let's copy this first. For the discount, paste that right there. Alright, so the next thing is maybe select all of these. Yep, why not? And also select these ones and just increase the font size. Let's come to font. Okay, maybe a little bit too big. Okay, that's the font size right now, 16. I think we mistakenly left this out. Change that to 16 as well. So if I run the program now, let me just show it to you guys. This is how this whole system is looking right now. So maybe change this one just to discount. Let's come here and just delete all of that and just enter discount there. That's fine, just discount. Okay, that's fine. So we only need just few lines of code to make all of this work. Okay, what is next now is I think maybe I should take care of this total right here. Let's take care of all of this and just get that out of the way. Double click on total right there, enter the following lines of codes. Those are the codes, lines of code for total. Really, I've declared an array right there, and here you have my variables, and I also have a variable here. iTax, I've assigned 17.5 to iTax. If you look up here, I have iTax there, and there's another array right there that I use for my total calculation right there. So let me just scroll down so that you guys see the whole lines of code for the total calculation right there, and you can see some conversion here to pound sign and so on. Okay, there's one thing I need to take care of right here. I've actually used this as my reset, but maybe I should just change the name from cancel to change this one from cancel to reset, and this one to be reset. So let's come here and just change that to reset, and this very one will become the reset. I'll become my receipt there. Okay, with the receipt, I like my receipt to be here, and that's the name for the receipt. Okay, with the receipts, I'm going to declare the following variable dim append text. I'm going to call it append text as string there, and I will then enter the following lines of codes right there. So what I've asked the system to do is the data that I'll be appending into that particular text box is then appended right here and is then assigned to my component that is called receipt text box. And here is the receipt text box, as you can see right there. Okay, and one thing I didn't show to you guys is when I run the system will automatically generate reference number, and that's the reference number right there. Okay, so if I run it now, let's run it and see. I will not bother enter anything there. Let me just enter the following details in there. to specify address and telephone number, whatever, email address. Okay, I need a copper pipe there, chrome pipe, 3 of those, and so on. Labor is about 6 hours. Travel, that takes about 9 miles. So if I click on total, that's what happened right there. And then as the discount, if I click on receipts, there. Okay, and conversion works, that works, and just enter anything in there. Okay, convert, and that is how this very system works. Okay, if I click on my reset button, I can close this, but all of these are not reset yet, so let's take care of that now before I call it the end of this program. Let's do that. Okay, double click on resets and get the names of all of the following component. Text box, first name, dot text equals, yeah, that should do it as the first name, then surname, copy that, just copy and paste that in there, and I have this. Let's go for the address. So I will just speed this up and get back to you guys anyway. Okay, this is how the reset button is looking now. Take it from there. Okay, now let's run the program and see, enter some data in here. Let's go for 20 more, and surname is Peters. 20 more Peters, and date of birth. Okay, now address, let's call that from now. Let's make that maybe number 14 Frogner, phone number, email address, Seymour @gmail. Okay, and enter material. Okay, and distance covered. So all we just need to now do is click on total, and that's that. So we want to see the receipt there. The declare button works. Sorry, let's start it all over. Okay, so we have, let's go for Peter. Alright, and address, Hall Road, phone number, email, okay, material there. Now click on total. Alright, receipt, that's the receipt. So we can also use this just to carry out some additions. Let's check out the, okay, if it's Brazil, let's go for 883, convert there. With that, guys, I'll just leave you guys with this very nice tutorial in Excel using VBA, and I'm going to call it the end of the program. If you have any need for this, you can always get in touch, and I'll get back to you guys. You all have a nice day now.